What's Josh cooking, and today we're going to do a delicious beef rice bowl. Let's get into it. Today, for our glazed beef rice bowl, we're going to use some green onions. And we're going to need to cut them in a very specific way so we can make them the way we want. Which is we're going to line them up all like this, and then we're going to make a nice cut like this. And then we'll have all these extra bits. These extra bits, leave them there because we use them for garnish. Now that we have these bits that are all uniform, we are going to grab one and we're going to slice it across like this to open it. Then we're going to turn it on its flat side where the gel is going to face the cutting board. And then you're just going to make little thin strips like so. And now we have some thin strips like this. If need be, pull them apart, and then we're going to cook all of this like that and repeat this process, and then we're done. Let's do our carrots. For our carrots, we are going to chop off the end pieces on both sides like so, and then I'm going to use a knife to peel off all of this because it's good to train your knife skills. And it's quite fun. This may take a while, so be prepared for that. It's gonna get a bit hard sometimes, but you're going to need to pull it off. Our carrots is fully peeled. We're going to cut it in half, and then I found out this new trick that really makes carrots thin. So you're going to have it in half, then you get like a peeler, and then you're going to it's quite hard, but when it works it's really good. You need to do strips like this. It's easier if you do it just by half, like this. And when you get a full strip like this, I have a few, you're going to line them all up on top. And then you're going to put them straight like this. You're just going to cut them along sideways. And now we have very thin carrots. Repeat this with one whole carrot. And then we can move on to our onions. We are going to cut across here in half. And then, you see these two little end bits? We need to chop them off nice and straight to make the end product better. Now we're going to take off this little outer layer because it's not that good. And then we'll have a perfect and clean onion to work with. Right now, we're going to just make nice little strokes like this until we have the perfect onion for our beef stir-fry. Garlic, we're going to cut off, just like the onion, the two end bits, and then we're gonna do my most favorite part, smashing it. And when we smash it, all the skin comes off easily, like voila. Then I'm gonna go to my second favorite thing, the garlic presser. It's so convenient, you have to do nothing, just press, and this is exactly what we want our garlic to look like. And we're gonna use 5 cloves. We're going to cut off these little nibs here, or any imperfections, but we'll save it for later if they're big enough, but if they're not, you just discard them. And then we're going to start taking off the skin, like this, straight down. Oh yeah, and this is my dog Chisel. He's a golden retriever. And now, after you've chopped nearly all of the skin off, we can start cutting. Ginger, we're going to cut off these little nibs here, or any imperfections, but we'll save it for later if they're big enough, but if they're not, you just discard them. And then we're going to start taking off the skin like this, straight down. Oh yeah, and this is my dog Chisel. He's a golden retriever. And now, after you've chopped nearly all of the skin off, we can start cutting. Ginger, we're going to cut off these little nibs here, or any imperfections, but we'll save it for later if they're big enough, but if they're not, you just discard them. And then we're going to start taking off the skin like this, straight down. Oh yeah, and this is my dog Chisel. He's a golden retriever. And now, after you've chopped nearly all of the skin off, we can start cutting. For the ginger, we're gonna cut, because this is a big piece, we're gonna cut in half. And with the first half, we're gonna cut in half again. And then we have it nice and flat. We're going to cut into little strips, like so. And now we have perfect strips. Then we're just gonna go across. And now we have diced ginger in little slices. I put a piece of beef in the freezer so then it gets really cold, so then we can keep it out for longer so it doesn't get spoiled. Right now we have our beef. There's this little like outcast part here that isn't fully connected, so I'm just going to chop that off and later we're going to fix it up. Now this is nice and really nice circular shape. This is really beautiful, exactly what we want. So I'm going to make slow cuts up and down to make nice thin cuts like this. This is exactly what we want, nice and thin. Now we're going to use all of this beef to make these perfect little cuts and repeat this process. Now we have all our beef. To fix up the end piece, you're just going to make slow cuts and really pay attention, and then it'll turn out fine. So now we have here our beef. We're going to add soy sauce. We don't need to add salt because the soy sauce is already full of salt. We're going to go around a little bit like this so we have a nice amount. Then we're going to also add mirin because this will add a really nice sweetness flavor without being too overpowering. And when you cook it, it becomes like a nice glaze and it becomes really delicious. So I'm going to add a nice amount. Now, remember this chopped up garlic and ginger we have here? I'm going to add a spoon of about, I'm going to mix it up really well. Take about a spoon of it and a half. And then, remember those green onions that we were going to garnish? We're going to use a little bit of those and add them here as well. And then we're going to add black pepper because this will make it really well. And just a nice little amount, not too much. And then we're going to mix it really well, like this. You make sure every single part of it gets really well mixed. And yeah. And now, you can leave this to marinate in your fridge overnight, but I'm gonna cook it immediately. And let's go to frying. I have just put a thin layer of toasted sesame oil in this pan. and I'm gonna cook it on high heat. And it's starting to get really hot. And when it gets really hot, we're gonna put in our beef. Now that our pan is dripping hot with this toasted sesame oil, I'm gonna carefully lay in our thinly sliced beef. Let's hear that sizzle. Exactly, this is what we want. Be careful because the beef is really thin, so it might burn. Try and fit as much as you can in one pan, so then there'll be more sauce and all the flavors will mingle. It's been so quick, like only 30 seconds, and the beef is already starting to get quite brown like this. When it's brown, you want to flip, then you don't have a chance of burning. And when it's completely brown, you're going to want to reserve it in another bowl. And yeah. Now that our beef is pretty brown on all sides, it has released this juice and liquid here. This is really good because when we fry our vegetables, it will be covered in this nice little saucy glaze, and then the vegetables will go from level 1 to level 10 immediately. And you're going to want to shake it around so all the parts of the pan get this little delicious sauce. Some parts will not be cooked, so you kind of need to be watching all the time to make sure all the parts get completely brown. And then, now, some parts will be cooked more than others. So we're going to grab the bowl and put the cooked ones here, and we're going to reserve. Now that all of our beef is nice and cooked, we're going to take off all the beef juices, and now we have the plain pan. I put in some more toasted sesame oil, and now we're going to go in with the rest of our garlic and ginger. And because this pan is already ripping hot, we're going to immediately go in with our onions and our more greens. We're going to do a quick toss to give all of these things, to give out the aromaticness and make this pan taste better, or this meal taste better. We're going to wait like 30 more seconds, then we're going to add in our carrots. It should look something like this. Now, time for our shoestring carrots. The carrots are going to make this dish colorful. Always remember to clean up while you're going. Now look at this, isn't this colorful? We're gonna let this mixture cook for a little while, or until the onions sweat, about 3 to 4 minutes, if not less. And then we're gonna add in our beef. Now that all of this is like sweating, and like everything's getting soft, we're gonna add in our beef, and this is gonna smell really good in a couple of seconds. You just need to do a gentle mixture, but be careful because you need to put all the beef on top of the vegetables, so then as it keeps cooking, all the juices will go into the vegetables and will infuse it with the beef taste, so it tastes even better. But if a few vegetables surface up, it's okay. They're just trying to breathe. Now we're going to let this sit for about 5 minutes so everything mingles, and then we're going to plate it up. I've heated up some steamed rice. Now let's add in our beef. I'm going to add about 4 slices. Then it fills up the plate. But then we still have some room to garnish and add the veggies in. Let's just tidy it up to make it look a bit better. This beef is super hot. Wow, it smells amazing. I'm gonna add one more just so it looks nice and full. Now, find at the bottom a whole heap of vegetables. The way I'm gonna play this is the beef will be laid upon the rice and then we'll have like a vegetable border around this. So then it looks nice and beautiful. And you can eat this with regular rice, or yesterday I made some egg fried rice, so you can also eat it with that too. You can either eat it with white rice or fried rice. Let's give it a taste and let's look at this and let's rate it. I'm gonna eat a well-rounded bite, which means a little bit of everything to see how well it goes together. Let's give it a taste and rate it. Very good. It's nice. It's like a nice and light dish, and it's very easy. So it can be a nice and light weeknight dish, but it's nice and warm. So then it's just a perfect dish. Tastes so good. All the flavors are well rounded, not too salty, not too spicy. It's just so good. Thanks for watching today's video, and I hope you give it a try. Make sure to like and subscribe, and comment down what recipe you want me to make next. Bye.